first thing that I would tell any franchisor is, when you are ready and you think now I want to franchise.
My next question, which I wanted to ask, is
It's a good question that you asked me. As a franchisor,
hello, sir. It's a pleasure and honor to, in fact, interview you because you've been a veteran in franchising industry, and I've been personally following you since years when I started my career. So it's actually a pleasure to interview you. And please, I would like, first of all, you to share your introduction to people or 30 plus years of experience in franchising, achieving a PhD in franchising. So I think hardly there are few people who have even achieved such credibility in franchising. So it'll be a pleasure to know about your introduction. People will love to know about things and what you'd like to share, sir.
thank you, Ronak. Actually, it's so nice that you took time to come and interview me. I've been fascinated from the time that I met you about 16 years ago when you started your career as a franchising person. Today, the way you have grown is, enormous growth that you have brought into your own career and being very strong in the franchising field. I'm glad that I'm able to talk to you now. To give a precise, background about me, way back in the early 90s, I started working with a company called DSRC, Data Software Research Company, which was into education field. Later on, when the IT education boomed, for example, if you know NIT, Aptech, SSI, these are companies actually which was very flourishing in those days, in the early 90s. And I had the opportunity to work with these large companies and learn the nuances of franchising there. One of the things that I liked about franchising is because I get to work with the entire divisions that the company has. For example, you might have a logistic that we need to do, the accounting that we need to talk about, maybe marketing, sales, selling franchisees, operations. So I get an opportunity to work with all these departments, and these departments helps me because being in franchising, I understand the entire business, and this is my passion. Therefore, as you said, I ventured into doing my PhD in franchise management. That's how I'm very passionate to share about the concept of franchising to people, so that when they take a franchise or when they want franchisors, when they start their franchising business, how would they structure their businesses?
Yes.
So I'm glad that you're doing this education series because a lot of people will benefit from this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. In fact, that's what was my next question, which I wanted to ask is, since you've been franchising not only education businesses, you've also been with Green Trends, Cabin Care Group, you've helped Green Trends to expand, and various other business verticals you've been working with in the last 30 plus years of your experience. So I would in fact like to you to share your knowledge and experience to franchisors who are getting into traditional business people or people who wants to get into franchising. What are the key factors and how do you structure the franchise way? There are various kind of franchise businesses. You have FOCO model, you have FOFO model, you have FICO. There are various types of joint ventures and master franchisee and various things which can be worked around. So how do they structure and what are the important factors one has to follow, sir, when they want to franchise?
Yeah, so it's a good question that you asked me. As a franchisor, the first thing that I would tell any franchisor is, what kind of business have you done to showcase it to others? Now that's called as POC or proof of concept that we talk about. The proof of concept has to be probably couple of cycles. Now I call this cycles because business cycles. The reason being, unless I myself have done couple of business cycles where I have not learned about customer, acquiring customers, customer relationships, maybe seasons in business, the ups and downs of the business, All these things, I as a franchisor should understand this, so that it's easy for me to put up a SOP to transfer the knowledge to my franchisee.
Absolutely.
Right. That's why they are giving you a franchisee fee or coming to take a business with you. So I would always tell the franchisor is that your proof of concept should be really tested, tried, and seen quite a lot of success in your own business. When you are ready and you think now I want to franchise, do the franchising to your closest circle and see how it works.
Yeah, understood. Before you start.
Before you start giving it to people who are strangers.
Understood.
Now, there are some companies with whom I know, what they do is they start their own businesses, but they consider it as a franchise model. So they will put the manager, they will tell them everything. It runs exactly like a franchising business, but it's their own center. Now, to do that, so that the P&L account will be crystal clearly seen how it works for the next season. So, a couple of branches that they would open up, they will look at it as a franchise model, and then see the nuances or understand the difficulties of a location. For example, a store in Ananagar will not behave the same way the store behaves in Velachery.
Okay.
Or a Velachery store will not behave the same way in Mylapore. So these kind of differences they need to understand. And then when you are ready, when they invite franchisees to come over, it will be a cakewalk. But before that, now what I've seen in the last few years is that there is no structure and processes set by the franchisor before which they start franchising. And therefore, many franchisors have failed miserably. I'm sure in your experience and in my experience, we have seen year after year, there are so many franchises which come up, but unfortunately, they are not there in the market today. One of the reasons is there is no structure, there's no processes, there's no people.
Agreed.
All three are important. And the product and the services has to be useful to the public. If this is done, the franchisor will be successful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was a great, honor to speak to you, and the valuable inputs what you've given us. So it was like, of course, sir, 22, the winner for the franchise expo. It was, professional award which you got, and you achieved PhD. I think you've done enough in your life for franchise. Now you're writing a course on MBA franchise course. So it's great an honor to interview, sir. So we should in fact have many more future sessions.
Sure.
It'll be a pleasure to interview, sir.
Thank you, Ronak.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Wonderful, sir. Thank you, sir.